Hello everyone out there on YouTube. So I'm making this video to just review the Lowe's Arcadia cabinet. Now it's a nice white, pretty cabinet, okay, but it's rather cheap. Now I heard a fella say on comment that these are just above the cardboard. Well, he's almost right. These here are particle board. They have these hinges, very standard hinges, and depending on your application, it's going to be up to you whether you want to go with these type of cabinets or not. Now, these cabinets here are going in a rental, and I wanted to make this because I just want to show you the quality. We don't know what renters do to this. So what have you. I want to explain that I took my most biggest cabinets. For instance, this is a sink base. And this one here is a blind corner cabinet, which I had to order special. And when I got it, I turned it on its side and I said, hey, I wanted to beef it up. So what I did was cut me maybe some half-inch plywood, and I put it on to the base. Now, some people will say, hey, if I want to do all that work, I just will get me a better cabinet. Well, different spokes and different folks. That's totally up to you. Well, what I did was cut me, obviously, to length on all four sides. I used me some wood glue and clamped it down, and then I used some screws to get it in. Now, I also reinforced the corners because they were very flimsy. If you look down here, these cabinets are put together with some type of Gorilla Glue, and it does do the job, but you have to remember this is particle board, very thin. When I grabbed this corner here, it was just moving and slipping all over the place, so I decided to reinforce it. If you do this, use particle board screws, which I got me at the Lowe's also. They're very pretty cabinets. These are going in a rental. And like I said, would you want these cabinets in your home? Well, I don't know. They're pretty cabinets. They look very good, but it all's going to depend on what your situation is. Now, if you're going to put them in your house, let me show you. This is an actual sliding door. Now, you see that? Then there is like some type of staple. There's not dovetail in there. And the door front is put on with some screws. So you have to say to yourself, do I have kids? Blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. So I'm going to have renters, and I'm a little worried. Renters are going to pull the cabinets, drawers, and just bang them. Pull them out. And they're going to spread this way. They're going to be thrown like this. Thrown that way. Think about it. Over and over. So bottom line is, would I recommend these? Sure, depending on your situation. Like I said, they're a pretty cabinet. I done screwed them together by the face frame there. So screws there, see that? So I hope this thing helps you. I think that putting them together and reinforcing them a little bit might help. If you don't want to do the work, get yourself a better cabinet. What am I supposed to say? Also, on this here is a sink base cabinet, which I'm going to do just like that one. Now give me a break. But what I'm also going to do, since this is going to be a wet area, is what I'm going to do is get on in here and get me an aqua defense membrane. Now you roll that on and it turns into like a rubber type of thing. What I'll do is put my tape here, painter's tape, and then I will just put the red guard or what have you and let it dry, and then maybe paint it white, something like that. This will protect this cabinet. I'm also going to do it too underneath the cabinet. Now these toe kicks here, particle board. But I'm going to get some type of covering for it. So this can all be aqua defense right down here, because if you get a leak, oh boy, I'll tell you one thing, this particle board will soak up that water and just spread itself apart and turn into the sawdust that it was originally. So what I'm telling you is it is all up to you. I hope I'm covering something that may help you. Here's another shot at the hinges. And like I said, these hinges right in here, they'll come loose. You know, with in and out, maybe kids or what have you. These are more likely better used in a laundry room, what have you. Little trick is, if these screws come loose, you only get so many chances to stick it back in this wood, because the wood will come over, what do you call, oblong or something like that. So you take out, get yourself some toothpicks, take the screw out, put your little toothpicks in with some wood glue. I recommend this wood glue here. Put that on your toothpicks, stick your toothpicks in there, and then put your little screw back in, and that'll get it nice and tight once again. And then you just cut off your little toothpicks. So I hope this video did something to anybody, even help, but it is poor quality. I also wanted to show you one last thing before I go. Here's an L bracket. I reinforced some of the corners. I also did some of the insides. Don't know yet. It's going to be like that. Like I said, you take these L brackets. Now I'm not saying get these particular brands. You can get some that are much smaller, maybe half the size. But make sure you use particle board screws. The whole cabinet is a pretty cabinet. I've said it over and over, but it is a little cheap. But they are mocking the design that everybody goes for. And this is why we put it in. The hinges are adjustable, so that when you put your other door, you can have them all equal. So I know my wife tells me I'm long-winded, so I'm going to cut this now. If there's any questions or comments, feel free. I don't care if you like or subscribe. I really don't care. I'm sick of people saying that. That's all about the money. I'm not about the money. This is another base. So anyway, I think that I will make another updated video as I move along. And I will also update you when this kitchen is done. Now, it may take a while, but that is that. Okay, everyone, so hope you had a nice day. And like I said, any questions or comments. But I do recommend beefing them up in certain areas and maybe reinforcing them inside and outside if you can get away with it. These are the Lowe's cabinets. One last thing before you go is that these things break very easily. So I noticed when I go into my Lowe's, my local Lowe's, I've always seen these cabinets just sitting there at a reduced price. And lo and behold, if I needed certain ones like something in the upper, I just check every time I go, and sure enough, there would be something there. And you can see that I got a pretty good deal on that one, and I like it. Okay, good night, everyone.